All right, welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk About Sleep. This is part 2 of our question and answer of, I guess this will be December, for November's question and answer. So thank you for everybody who's been interacting with me, who is asking questions, who's leaving comments. I will address and answer any and all questions and comments, so please keep them coming. This channel is based on my book, Let's Talk About Sleep. The Amazon link is in the description box down below. And as I always say, these videos are for educational purposes only, okay? With that being said, let's get on with part 2 of this month's question and answer. Okay, so good questions previously in the first video. So a lot on different medications, trazodone, Ambien, amitriptyline. Okay, but here's Stephanie Taylor on my questions answered middle of the night insomnia. That was a couple months ago. She writes, "Thank you for the education. I've watched 4 other videos, and this is the most clear and direct one I've found." Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for telling me that and for commenting on my video. I will continue to do my best. Karen Kalstein writes on my fatal familial insomnia video. She says, "Can this happen? I'm 66, American. It started in my early 30s, led to prescription drugs. Everyone treats you with mental stuff. No one checks organicity," I think. Yeah, if you've had insomnia, it's not, for 30 years, you don't have fatal familial insomnia. I saw some people wrote on that video years ago. They said that if you've had insomnia for more than a year and you're still alive, you do not have fatal familial insomnia. Okay, you have probably a very severe case of insomnia, and insomnia that's probably very difficult to treat, but it's not fatal. Okay, it's not fatal familial, which is a very, very rare and unique condition that is extremely rare. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear because some people were questioning that. It's extremely, extremely rare. There's only been 25 cases in the medical literature about it, so it's not something that you're most likely going to run into. If you've had insomnia for 30 years, it's not FFI. It's not. Okay. Good question though. On my idiopathic hypersomnia video from a couple videos back, I had 2 comments on Cicely Madsen writes, "I believe that at 29, it just dawned on me that I should have looked into my sleep issues and the fact that I've never met anyone else who can sleep 18 hours and still be exhausted." Well, that's a good point, Cicely or Cicely. It's a situation where I think not just long sleepers, but sleep apnea, but narcolepsy, but people who have restless leg syndrome. I think the entire sleep world and people who have sleep conditions, I think that kind of stuff is that amount of time where, okay, I started having symptoms and I go get diagnosed, that is going to get shorter as time goes along because people are more recognizing that there are conditions out there that are not normal, and it's not just I have depression or I have this or that. Okay, so good. I'm glad that you're taking the bull by the horn, as they say. Okay, another interesting thing is that I wake up out of REM sleep. I either get into it very quickly and will often feel the urge to close my eyes again to go back into the dream I was pulled away from. And there is no phase between REM and waking, it feels like, for me. Yeah, that sounds more like narcolepsy as opposed to idiopathic hypersomnia. With IH, people tend to just sleep all the way through the night. Whether or not they remember their dreams, that almost doesn't matter. But they will just sleep continuously. People with narcolepsy, they will go in and out of REM sleep, right? And go into a dream immediately upon sleeping and wake up out of a dream. So that probably sounds more what it's like. But either way, though, you definitely want to get evaluated. And like answering the other question from before, that would require a polysomnogram, that's an overnight sleep test, and an MSLT, that's a multiple sleep latency test, which is a NAP test. Okay, so get on that. Ambra on the idiopathic hypersomnia, Ambra Denise writes, "I was recently diagnosed with IH, and I am so excited because I know my life is about to change drastically." That's a really interesting point. I have had patients tell me, right, and this goes back to some of these other comments, after I've diagnosed them with IH or narcolepsy, I've had patients break down in tears. Okay, not because they're sad that they got diagnosed, but because they're happy and they've been validated. Because 10 years prior or 20 years prior, people have been telling them, oh, you're just depressed or this or that. And not really taking them seriously. But now it's like, okay, no, I have this diagnosis. It's not my fault. I'm not just lazy, right? Which is the thing people hear. And there's something that can be done about it. So I agree. My doctor currently has me doing a research study to determine if this new drug is more helpful than Adderall, I guess, or to see if Adderall works better. Yeah, there are plenty of other medications besides Adderall. I'm not sure why, what medication he's having you trial on, but, there's Adderall and there's other medicines as well. Either way, I'm excited. You should be. I am a very determined, ambitious young lady, but me being tired is getting in the way of everything, of course, yeah. It is not fair for someone to feel like this, and the older I got, the worse it got. Yep. I have been like this since a teenager. I would sleep the whole day away, fall asleep in the car on the way to hang out with friends, and recently had 2 car accidents. I probably would not drive until you start medication and start feeling better. My question to you is, after diagnosis, does life get better with these patients with treatment? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does, for 2 reasons. One is the knowledge and the you can take heart in the fact that you're not alone, okay, that you have a condition, right? So that right there gets people to feel better. But in terms of actually getting energy, yes, there are a lot of medications out there. For IH specifically, Xywav, XYWAV, just got approved, which is kind of like Xyrem, which is, sodium oxybate or the date rape drug. But it can help people feel so much better. So there are many options out there. Life is just starting for you. So good luck, okay, to you. One other thing I would say, though, for all patients who are diagnosed with narcolepsy or IH, there's a great resource out there called the Hypersomnia Foundation. Okay, just look it up online. I urge you to join it, okay, because they have great resources for patients. They have message boards, that kind of stuff. So sign up. On my quick Z leptin, ghrelin, and sleep video, which was recent, Brendan writes, I love your book, by the way. Hopefully you intend to publish more in time. My friend, thank you for saying that. And yes, we actually are working on book number 2. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that'll be out, but it's in the process. Thank you, my friend. Okay, and then lastly, Jeremiah Rourke writes, on my sleep apnea, heart attacks, and strokes video, he writes, do you offer any consultation services? I'd like to talk to you sometime, or any sleep specialist if possible. Possibly will get your book as well. Thank you. As a family nurse practitioner student, I'm definitely learning some tips for my future patients. Good on you, Jeremiah. Yeah, sleep education is not, I think it's becoming more prevalent now, where medical schools and other training situations are talking about sleep disorders, but it's still not where we need to be. I've said this before in my training, and I loved my training at St. Vincent's. I didn't really even know sleep disorders was a thing until about halfway through. So, yeah, it's definitely something which needs to be out there in videos like this, and people like yourself are taking the charge. I do offer consultation services. It's more kind of a case-by-case basis. So if you're interested, reach out to me. Respond to this message, and we can set something up. But good on you as a student taking the reins and learning about this stuff, because it will help your patients going forward. So that's today's video, part 2 of questions and answered. So keep the questions coming, keep the comments coming. If you have a burning question or a burning thing you want to tell me, put it in the comment section. I will answer any and all questions. And please share this video with your friends and family. Until next time, everybody, sleep well.